Don't start when you're ready. Start when you've had enough. And I promise you, man, this is not another one of those New Year's resolutions messages. As a matter of fact, dude, I don't even want you to make a New Year's resolution. And this highlights, and I bring you this message all thanks to an article that I read in the Washington Post from Susan Shapiro. And she wrote that holidays and birthdays are the worst times to begin transformation because those days around public celebrations are fraught with emotional and unrealistic expectations. So instead of another permission-based message, I wanted to provoke you to take control of your day. And I say day, that's key. Because if I say provoke you to change your life, dude, the word life seems so heavy, so long, so daunting, and at times very dark. It's so overwhelming that you end up reverting back to your old nature. So instead, we're going to talk about today, because today is the only day that you're promised anyway. All right? So let's get it. So these are 8 of them that we're going to go through. And I'm telling you, man, even, you're going to listen to this and it may provoke you to start. But when you've had enough, that is the day that you're going to start. So, which leads me to the first point. Don't start when you're ready. Start when you've had enough. And I don't want you to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want you to be sick and tired. I don't want outside circumstances to force you to change. I want you to be the one to decide that I've had enough. And I don't know what that day is for you. It could be 6 months from now. It could be the end of this episode. But whatever that day is, that is a very special day for you that only you can decide. See, January 1 is an arbitrary herd mentality. It's what everybody does. It's the day everybody picks. But I want you to pick a day of enough. And that's a very special day for you. Because the day of enough is the day that you're completely honest with yourself. This is the day that you come to terms with your destructive way of living. That day for me was October 16th, 2022. That was my day of enough. And see, life it's very sneaky, man. Tendencies, bad habits, very elusive. But October 16, 2022 was my day of enough. That was the day that I came to terms of the fact that I was living a lie. They weren't massive lies. It wasn't like back in the day lies. Like I had some big ones. But a lie is a lie. And I was living that lie. Because what had happened was I started drinking every day again. I was eating wrong. And I told myself a lie. And let me tell you what that lie was. See, every day I was consistently banging out 3 to 5 mile runs every single day, and occasionally 8 to 10 mile runs. So because I could tell everybody, oh, I run 5 miles a day. See, that was the bullshit narrative I was telling myself and others. And I was hiding behind black shirts. But when the shirt came off, and you can go to my Instagram and see it pinned to my profile, you'll see the big titties and the gut I had. I was just hiding behind black shirts. And I was a whole lot less. I used to be about 285 pounds back in the days. So I was less. I was about 225. But see, I'd crept the weight back up. And I'd gone from a svelte 215, but I was 225. And it seemed like 10 pounds. Oh, Marsh, that's not a lot. But it was very, very destructive. I was on my way to destruction. Because little by little, man, I was starting to add back in some of the old bullshit things I was doing. So, see, I would drink every day. I'd bang out the 3 to 5 mile run. And then I would give all my results back. I would eat poorly. I would drink some beer with the fellas. And I would wake up in a deficit, man. I had to start all over. And to make things worse, let me tell you how crazy this is. To make things worse, and I only saw this in hindsight, was I was getting on my podcast, the What's Your Problem podcast, and I was telling my narrative was true, but it was based from the old ways, the old days, the things I used to do, but I was no longer doing that day. I was talking about back in the days. The second point, you're never going to be ready. Ready is a bullshit narrative that we feed to ourselves and others. It is. See, you treat life like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like a bunch of puzzle pieces. And you vow that when things perfectly fall into place, then you're going to be ready. This is what I call that when-then clause. When my daughter goes to pre-K, when things settle out at work, when I clean out the garage and clear out an area for a little home gym, then I got to buy a home gym. Then I'm going to be ready. It's that when-then bullshit thing we always say. And I can tell you exactly the month that you're going to change. It's the month of Neverwary. Never. You're never going to get around to it because perfect never arrives. So if perfect never arrives, shit, bro, you might as well start anyway. Third point, find your NMWs. These are what I call my no matter whats. Pick a time, a duration, and a number or a specific day or specific days that you're going to bang out change. Pick that time, duration, and number that you will do no matter what. And it has to be a time that does not get in the way of the common derailments of family or work. And let me give you a hint. Sorry to tell you this, but that NMW time is going to be early in the morning. But aren't you worth it? This is where you got to know thyself too. You got to find your pinch points. Your pinch points are your occurrences that have interfered all the other times that you vow to change. So you got to take a preemptive approach, understanding these pinch points, and approach it by picking the slots that you will keep no matter what, and they keep you on track. To know thyself, you know that you're not going to work out after work. You know this. You know that you're not going to eat baked chicken 9 days a week. So stop saying these things. Find your no matter whats, which brings me to my fourth point. Keep it simple. Let me tell you something, dude. Complexity sabotages. You have to keep things simple. Every derailment of mine has been because I made things too complex. Either I started simple and got too complex, or I started complex and I could not sustain. So you got to bust it down to simple, and you've always got to keep it simple. This is why people say, I got to go back to the basics. That's all basics mean. Going back to the basics means I just got to keep things simple. Don't add the complexity to it. Keep things super, super simple. You don't have 3 hours to do your thing. Transformation is a lifestyle, not a goal. It's an all-day, everyday kind of thing. So 3 things to keep in mind. Determine your NMWs. Keep it simple. And ask yourself, what's the least I can do? Boy, that's mind-blowing. Everybody looks at things, when they go to change, they look at what's the most they can do. What's the least you can do? See, you got to kind of mind fuck yourself. And you got to say, what's the least I can give? See, when I started the podcast, I had to, if I would have said, I got to have all these guests on and I got to have these 3-hour episodes, I would have never started back in 2017. Ironically, it was October of 2017. I guess the month of October is my days of change. If I would have said that, then I would have never got started. So I said, what's the least you can do? How much time you got? 5 minutes. Can you do it every day? Yes. And so I did that. and I vowed for 365 days for 1 year, I'm going to do one episode every single day for 5 minutes. That was the mind fuck I gave, because it did not take me 5 minutes to create an episode. It was more like 30 to 45 minutes, but I knew the barrier to entry was the complexity, was the long time slots. And bro, let me tell you something. I get away from this. One reason why you saw a couple of weeks where I wasn't coming out with a weekly episode is because I got too complex. I would love to do an episode every single day. 1 day a week is all I really have. So I commit to that. And I had to have a gut check recently. Dude, I get away from these things because I was making things too complex. I was making things way too hard. And when you get complex, you get super frustrated, and it's like everything derails. Not only just whatever it is that you were trying to do, it's everything else. And then you start emotionally eating, and then you snap off at people, and you're not productive at work. All those, D, E, all of the above. I did all that. And I had to be like, let's get back to simplicity. Let's get back to the basics. What's the least I can do? You got to remember, man, consistency over intensity. Your intensity through consistency will naturally rise because you're competing with yourself anyway. So you got to build your averages in. You got to be average in order to be great. Fifth point, let me give you a winning formula. I love this formula. And these are the little arrows. Process, arrow. Routine, arrow. Ritual, arrow. Results. All right? So process. 3 to 5 things. Work a process. You got to put a process in. 3 to 5 things that you can do every single day. I have 6 things I have to do every single day. That's wake up at a set time. It's write. It's work out. It's read. It's share. It's design my day and my future. That's the 6th stage. And so I don't negotiate. I don't have anything to think about. Oh, what am I going to do today? No. This is what I just work the process. See, this is where you just got to check the box. So with the process, it strips out. These are your non-negotiables. These are things that you don't negotiate with yourself. You just win the decision. You check the box. It's a mile marker. You check the box, you go to the next one. You win the mark. And then you go on to the next thing. That way, my mission every single day is to get all 6 checked. 95% of the time I do that. Check the box. So that's your process. Your process becomes the routine. That is what you do day in and day out. A routine is what you do. It's a system that you follow day in and day out. A routine followed every single day over a period of time becomes a ritual. That's the difference between a routine and a ritual. A routine is what you do. A ritual, well, that's a routine on steroids. It's why you do what you do. It adds purpose and defines the clarity and gets you in alignment with your future higher self. And this process, routine, ritual is what creates results, exponential results. I don't have to explain this one to you. But see, your proven results are dreams that become reality. It's a new way of life. That's why I call it a lifestyle, not a goal. And let me tell you something, which brings me to my 6th point about results. Results become borrowed results. This is what's going to make you unstoppable in life. Now that you've proven to yourself, you've gotten past that muck and that quitting and broken commitments and lies to yourself, and you've proven the results, you dialed it in. The days that you didn't want to go, you did it. Those are your character building days. The days that you rocked off of 4 hours of sleep because you committed to doing it. When you have those proven experiences, now you can borrow those results and apply those. It's like a down payment toward other areas of your life that need improvement too. This is why you see people that lose weight and all of a sudden start doing well in life, both personally and professionally. it wasn't the weight loss per se. That just became the metaphor. It was the fact that they took control of their life, they earned their results, and now they have a new lease on life, a new perspective. They're like, fuck, hold on a minute. What else can I do? And this is what makes you just a beast. This is what makes you go after other things. This is what makes you say, wait a minute, I'm worth way more than this. This is what makes you quit this bullshit-ass job and go do the thing that you want to do. It all started with weight loss. And I'm going to use that as a metaphor, but whatever it is that's your bag that you keep wanting to get to, but you keep quitting, boom, 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 it's going to be your thing. Number 7. I love this one. Every day is day one. This is true in sales. This is true in life. Every day stands on its own. Yesterday ended last night. And let me tell you what's key about treating every day as day one. Just think about this the other day. If you keep everything as a day one, every day is a day one. Number one, you won't rest on your laurels. Because yesterday ended last night, you won't sit back and pull over. A lot of times we just pull over and we coast on the results from yesterday. Yesterday ended. You're only as good as the day that you have today. Yesterday ended last night. So every day stands on its own. So whatever you do today has to stand on its own. Bad or good, cauterize it. It's over. So treating every day as a day one, you don't rest on your laurels. The second benefit of always keeping a day one mentality is there's no condemnation when you miss. Because every day is a day one. I've seen many a man string together massive wins, hundreds of days. They committed, they did it, and they posted it. And they missed that one day. And it's crazy to think that one day they get in the shitter and they think so low of themselves. They totally missed out on the fact that they strung together 500 days of whatever. And they miss that one day and they say, I knew I couldn't do it. This is the benefit of day one. No condemnation, and every day stands on its own. So there's no wagon to fall off of, and there's no deficit. How liberating that is. It's just a mentality, man. Yes, you want to string these days together. But it's not stringing the days together just to string the days together. That's just, you have 500 day ones. That's it. But every day is day one. So that way, if you do miss, no, scratch that. When you do miss, you're right back at it. Let me tell you this. October 16th, 2022, I worked out every single day for 1 year. Never missed a day. There were days I had 3 hours of sleep. Never missed a day. October 22nd of 2023, I missed a day. October 23rd, I beat myself up. And I had to put it in perspective. Like, wait a minute. You're in the best shape you've ever been in your life. You look incredible. And you're going to just unplug all of that? You got there. You got the results. You're living the results. And you're going to just kick the can down the road because you simply can't brag and boast. That's all it is. You can't brag to others that I've never missed a day of working out in 14 years. Good for you. It's not for me. I just got to be consistent with day ones. What are we on? Number 8. This is key, man. You got to change your environment. It's not the people, man. It's the trigger. Good or bad, environments trigger behavior. So you got to surround yourself with triggers that support productive habits and stay away from environments that trigger destructive tendencies. And don't fall for the just once, mentality. Because just once, just this once, reverting back to your old ways, just once isn't a moment, it's a mindset. And it's a very dangerous, slippery slope that you'll go down. Don't fall for it. We're the biggest liar to ourselves. You don't need other people to lie to you. We lie to our own selves. This fucking 3 pounds on top, this negative narrative. This, I was listening to Chris Williamson yesterday. It was a year-end episode like everybody's coming out with. And, he was saying that although he has done phenomenally well with his podcast, he was celebrating 1.5 million subscribers. He said, that old dude, that old Chris Williamson that used to run nightclubs and party hard is still in there. And he said, I have to fight that guy every single day. Your old ways are never going to go away. Your old ticks are never going to go away. They're always going to be pulling at you. I was just talking on a previous episode that I went to a Christmas party. Bro, and the urge to drink was like, ooh, it was, I don't know what it was that day. Very emotional. And I was very mad at myself because I was like, why am I feeling like this? I got through the night. I didn't drink. But I can't tell you, man, the compellment, if that is a word, but I was compelled to want to drink. Didn't do it. And I just had to win that evening. Didn't wake up in a deficit. But if you do, if it happens, it's all right. That was day one. Today is day one. Let's go. All right, and let me leave you with a bonus before we part ways. And I'll leave you with a few takeaways here in a minute. But the bonus is you got to make it, you may want to consider, and I would strongly urge you may want to consider when you've had enough to make it painfully expensive because you have to pay attention. Price, very expensive price, creates the pain, and you need some pain in your life. So for me, my transformation, October 22nd, 2022, was triggered by a $10,000 investment that I paid to a coach. Let me tell you something. Had it been $29.95 a month, I would have quit. If it was free, I would have quit. The $10,000 investment, dude, the minute I swiped the Amex, I wanted to throw up. But that was my day of transformation. And because I swiped the Amex for 10 grand, I was determined to get $1 million worth of results. And that I did. I've never been in better shape, mentally, physically, emotionally, or financially than I am right now. But it doesn't stay that way. It's a constant fight. And, that kind of investment may be a drastic approach for you. That's okay. But you must invest in yourself and invest in something incredibly expensive. So what I would recommend to do would pay for something 6 months or 12 months at a time. This big block, if you do it monthly, it's easy to cancel. If you've committed to it for 6 months and prepaid this for 6 months to a year, this creates that much needed stretch that you need. It's going to stretch you out of your old days and old ways. And let me tell you something. Your stretch is not paying for a gym membership for a year. You can still quit. Your stretch would be to pay for a trainer for a year that calls you out on your shit and actually literally calls you and says, don't be a bitch. You ain't about to miss. You got 5 minutes to get up here. That's the kind of person you need in your camp. You come first, period. This year, fuck the year. This moment, this day, invest in yourself. All right? Now let me leave you with a few actionable takeaways because I want this to be a working podcast. I haven't done any actionable takeaways in in a few episodes. Number one, identify your day of enough. I don't know when that's going to be. When you've had enough, and that is going to be your line in the sand day where you push off. And once you draw that line, you don't go back. Number two, you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready. So recognize the when-then clauses that you keep bullshitting yourself. You're not going to be ready. It's the imperfect days that make the perfect human. Take the imperfection and fucking bang them out and make it perfect. Where you say, bro, I had all this adversity. I had all this resistance. I had all these things coming at me. Yet I got it done. Number three, define your NMWs. What are your no matter whats? These are things that no matter what, I'm going to do these 3 to 5 things. I'm going to do that no matter what. Number 4, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Complexity will sabotage you. Keep things simple. Number 5, create the process. This goes back to your NMWs, but let me tell you something about a process. Your process it could have some variation within the process. Okay? So in other words, my 6-step process that I work every single day, what I do every single day is the same. The way that I do it has some flexibility in there. So that way it doesn't get all stale and crusty and you just robotically dialing it in. No, it's got some flexibility, but I do not deviate from that process itself. Number, whatever we own, 6, leverage your successes. You got to earn your wins. When you earn your wins, proven results, then you can borrow from those results and use those as a down payment toward other areas that you need to be working on also. Number 7, every day is a day one. This way you don't lay up and double up tomorrow. Every day stands on its own. True in sales, true in life. So you don't rest on your laurels, and there's no wagon, no deficit. All right? Every day you get out of this condemnation, you just knuckle up. Let's go. Create your environment. Stay away from, I can't stress this enough, stay away from areas that will trigger you into your old ways. This means people, this means places, restaurants, bars, hometown. Stay away from it. Dude, there's even, I was telling one of my coaching clients the other day, there's even books I stay away from authors because reading them triggers the old ways I used to live. Because I used to read certain authors while down in a magnum of Pinot Grigio, those big-ass bottles, down that while reading. Shit, I don't remember much because by the end of the bottle I was drunk, which led to other things too. But so I stay away from those, from certain books because they trigger those yesteryears. It's crazy. I love the author. Can't go back to him because I know it's a trigger. Know thyself. All right. I appreciate you tuning in to What's Your Problem podcast. Be sure and share this episode with someone else. Thank you for making this the top 3% podcast in the world. We've got some new listeners. Had a friend of mine reach out to me and let me know that he shared the What's Your Problem podcast to his aunt who lives in New Zealand. And so now she's listening. So, Sean, appreciate the love on that and appreciate you sharing that as well. And there's so many great people that have rocked with me for so many years. Joe, Mark, Josh, you know, the list, Patrick, the list goes on and on and on. You reach out to me, Kenny, you reach out to me and Tom. I just keep, all these names keep coming up. So thank you for those who have rocked with me for a very long time. I go back to some of my old episodes. I'm like, ew, woo. I sure appreciate the people, the loyal people who stay with me. Because some of my messages went off on the feeder road. And some of them, man, I go back and listen to like, bro, what were you really talking about that day? But, hey, here we are, man. And this is episode 806, I think, man. So we are banging on. We're close to 1,000. So looking forward to getting there on that as well. So if you want to check this out on YouTube, I will post a video there, and also we'll be on all your favorite podcasts as well. Also, side note, as much as I can't really commit to it all the way, but I do have the First Thoughts. That is the raw version of future episodes that are coming up. I love to write every single day, so these are my unedited thoughts that I post those. So you may want to check that out. It's on Spotify. You can also, well, it's on all the platforms, but you can watch the video on Spotify. Some of those will be reposted as original episodes, and some of them may go back to months from now and look at them and tweak some things and reshoot it again. But I love the creative energy that a podcast creates. But I would rather segment the First Thoughts, put it off to the side, because it's really kind of the unedited, the raw version of that. And so if you want to check that out, you can check that out too. All right. Happy New Year to you. Happy New You to you whenever you're listening to this. Make every day a day one. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Never settle. Stay tough. Peace.